And we are live. And my phone has told me the Game Boy Show is live on Twitch. The Game Space Boys are playing Capital Crazy, Capital Taxi, exclamation point.
Hi, I'm Chris from the Game Boys.
And I'm Michael from the Game Boys, and this is the Game Boys Show.
And we're
Brought
playing
to you
Crazy
by-
Taxi.
We are playing Crazy Taxi. And it is brought to you by our fine, proud, amazing Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much, Jessica K and No Papa Safe. We really do appreciate you.
Yeah, they still haven't reached out to. Well, Jessica K has, but No Papa Safe still has not reached out to be on the show. We don't get
And that's
why.
his prerogative. It's his money. He do whatever he wants with it.
Fair enough.
With that being said, you know who else has money?
Bill Gates,
Yes. And
Jeff Bezos.
you know who was pretty close to Bill Gates?
Steve Miranda
Ballmer.
Gates.
You're right. Steve Ballmer.
That's true.
And you
that's
know
true.
who Steve Ballmer owns?
Your mom?
The Los Angeles Clippers. And do you know what the LA Clippers are, Chris?
Your mom?
An NBA team. You're exactly right about that. And the biggest news right now is Paolo Banchero, the Italian stallion, gets drafted by the Orlando Magic. Holy shit. This was amazing. I could not have been happier. That's exactly the guy I wanted because he's Italian. That's it. An Italian NBA player. That's all we need.
You were at the draft party at the Amway Center, right?
Yes. Yes, I was. Yeah.
What was the general feeling about?
Well, I was at the real life NBA 2K. I wasn't watching a real life NBA 2K game, but I was at a real NBA 2K arena.
It looks just like it does in the game. It's wild that they were able to recreate it. So it's weird. It's so wild they were able to recreate the scene from the game so accurately in real life.
Yeah, no, it's fucking insane. I mean, that must have cost them a lot of money. Let me tell you.
I can't even imagine. And it's wild that they did it just in Orlando, nowhere else in the world.
Yeah, kind of strange, right? Kind of strange, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. You know, maybe Disney helped out with that.
Was the general feeling in the arena that like people were happy? Were they happy that
for the most part,
drafted, or would they rather have gotten one of the other guys?
A lot of the people in the stadium did cheer. I still think it was a surprise for most people. And, you know, some people on Twitter, the Magic Twitter, are still a little divided about it. But, I mean, they're going to support whoever the Magic pick because we're fucking stupid and we're going to be hopeful about anyone. So
yeah, as a Knicks fan, I relate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the Knicks, I don't know what the fuck they were doing on draft night.
Smoking some spinach by the looks of things.
Probably. You know who else was probably smoking some spinach, man?
Who's that?
Phil Spencer, because I don't know why the fuck the head of the Activision guy is still on board.
Well, that wasn't his decision. That was left up to the shareholders. And apparently it was... No, what was that?
Well, Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, so
the sale isn't complete yet. So Activision is still its own company.
Oh, okay.
And Activision,
so he's gone as soon as that's done.
Maybe not. We don't know because apparently the shareholders of Activision voted to keep him on the board, like an overwhelming majority. Like it wasn't even close. So
like an
Bobby Kotick
watching majority.
Well, some people have said that Bobby Kotick is the devil. And in Spanish, they call the devil Diablo. And because he is refusing to leave the company, some say his job will be forever immortal.
You know what? You're probably right about that. And I bet it's because of all the fucking microtransactions they have in that game.
Diablo Immortal. You remember a few years ago when we talked about this?
Yes. Okay. So can I do my best Adam Johns impression right now?
By all means,
I'm working on it.
Go for it.
I'm working on it.
All right. I know. I heard you've been practicing. It's pretty good.
All right. It's not going to be nearly as good as yours, but just, are you ready?
Try your best. Just try your best.
All right. I mean, here's the deal, folks. This was announced in 2018, and we talked about it then, and it's come true. We saw the programming, we saw the ones and zeros, and we knew that this game is going to be full of microtransactions, and that's exactly what they have. I mean, the whole game is, oh, you just open it up on your phone, you open it on your app. Oh, you want to pay 25 cents to get into the app? Okay, let's pay 25 cents. Oh, you want a little bit of extra life? I mean, they start you off with less than one heart. You want an extra heart? Oh, that's going to cost you another $5, and you pay it because they own you. And that's just my limited impression. So
I mean, it needs work. The impression needs a little bit of work, but you're getting there. You're getting there. It's pretty close.
I mean, no one can do your Adam Jones impression, but the gist of it is the same, though. In 2018, this game was announced at BlizzCon, and I remember, and I could be wrong, if we have any dedicated listeners, they could try and pull up this episode from 2018. But we talked about this game in some aspect or form, and I think we said this is going to be full of microtransactions.
And guess who was right, as they always are? Us, the Game Boys. We are prophets, but
we're prophetic.
No, I am. I'm saying that.
No, I'm not. Okay.
Once again, we were 100% correct, and nobody fucking listens to us. So you're welcome, assholes.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, any mobile game, you know for a fact, it's gonna have microtransactions.
Not even mobile game. Any game that comes out is gonna have microtransactions.
Any game now,
unless you're Elden Ring, in which case you're gonna have microtransactions like 3 games down the line. But for now, you're fine. But it's gonna happen eventually. Like that company is gonna become publicly traded, and they're gonna have to be beholden to the shareholders, and they're gonna make microtransactions at some point. It really is just a matter of time.
Yeah, surprisingly, the last major game I played that surprisingly did not have any microtransactions was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is really strange because that Gearbox is owned by 2K. 2K is known for all their microtransactions.
Give it time, man. Give it time.
Oh, I will. I will.
I mean, do you remember when Crash Team Racing, of all things, had microtransactions?
It made no fucking sense.
That made no sense at all. Like, that was wild. If you go to Crash Team Racing right now, if you boot it up, it's flooded with bullshit microtransactions. I don't know if Crash 4 is, but Crash Team Racing was alone insane enough to make me go, why in God's name am I on this planet right now?
I'm trying to remember. The Mario Kart 8 for the Switch, that doesn't have microtransactions, does it?
Do you count like DLC as microtransactions? Because they just released like 20 new maps for the game. That's actually a good question. Where do you draw the line at microtransactions?
See, for me, I would consider a good DLC like, oh, here's an extra at least 5 to 6 hours of a brand new gameplay or a brand new story or something in the game, you know?
Yep.
Or a whole new area or world, but not like a map like in that, but it's like, oh, you know, well, I guess in a racing game it's kind of different. So I guess if you had like 20 maps and like 17 new characters and cars, yeah, that's a DLC.
But it's not a microtransaction. What is something that's just big enough, like just barely big enough to not be a microtransaction but downloadable content?
I think in my mind it's the way that Fortnite or even Halo will do it, where it's like, oh, you want this brand new skin for your character and your guns and maybe a vehicle or a little sticker. That's $20. It's like, that's a microtransaction.
So cosmetics, then those are microtransactions
for the most part. Cosmetics.
Okay.
But if for example, like if Halo Infinite said, oh, here's a brand new map, that's $17. That's a microtransaction to me. Just one map.
Okay, that's fair.
If it was a bunch of maps, if it was like 5 to 10 or 5+ maps, I'm like, okay, that's a DLC, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable. The worst kinds of microtransactions are forced grind microtransactions, where they intentionally make the game grindy to trick you into thinking that you need to buy microtransactions in order to make the game fun. And that's what Diablo Immortal is, because that's where the pay to win comes into play. Because not only do you have to pay to make the game less grindy, you also have to pay, if you're doing the PvP, to stand a chance against other people who are spending like $20,000 on the game. And that's where their main market is. They're counting on those people to spend $20,000 per pop to make up for the people that are only playing for like a few hours and then uninstalling the game.
The Pokemon MOBA, I forgot the name of it, but that does the exact same thing. You can pay to get different Pokemon characters, then you can pay to get more abilities earlier instead of grinding out for it. And of course, the better abilities you have, the more you can win and get more shit.
There's a Pokemon MOBA?
Yeah, there's a Pokemon MOBA, which I can briefly look up real quick. And
there's an
while we
officially
do,
licensed.
Chris, yes, no, it's actually made from Game Freak. But while we do that, I kind of want to transition to something else too, though, which kind of still has some microtransactions, but you
it definitely does.
You were telling me this a little bit before the show about what's going on with Overwatch from 1 to 2, which that confuses the shit out of me too.
So, good news for all you fans of Overwatch. The second that Overwatch 2 releases, you will be unable to play Overwatch 1. It will automatically update to Overwatch 2. So,
which I think is fucking insane.
Have fun with that. Imagine if Halo 2 came out and Bungie was like, well, sorry guys. I know you want to play Halo 1, but fuck you. We're going to take Halo 1 away from you. We're only going to let you play Halo 2 multiplayer. I mean, like, what the hell? Like, why would they do that? Because what if you like the 6v6 and you want to stick to the 6v6? I'm sure they're going to put it in a different game mode in Overwatch 2. But what if you want to play competitively? What if you want to do 6v6 competitively? You're screwed. You can only do 5v5 from now on. And it's going to be so much more of a balance issue playing 5v5 with like 87 different playable characters now. It's so ridiculous. I hate Overwatch. I genuinely hate Overwatch and what it's become.
Yeah, but hey, on the bright side, man, can I tell you something? Please?
By all means.
All right. Dude, the new Overwatch League is going to be sick.
Oh, I So
By the way,
basically what I'm saying is video games were a mistake.
Oh no, they've always happened. They always will be. By the way, it's called Pokemon Unite, and it's published by the Pokemon Company, developed by TIMI Studios, also published by Tencent Games.
Oh God. Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Oh please God, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So when's that coming out?
What?
Is that out right now?
Oh yeah, it's been out for like over a year.
Is it on mobile?
No, it's well, I think yeah. So it's okay. According to Goggle, initial release date was July 21st, 2021. So we're close to the 1 year mark. And it's on Nintendo Switch, Android, and iOS.
Is Nintendo ever going to release a new console?
No.
I mean, why would they, right? Honestly. They can just release all their games on mobile at this point.
And make a lot more money. I mean, there's only very few things I feel like keeping a Nintendo console alive, which they could easily bring to mobile. But the Metroid games still keep it alive.
Pokemon, obviously.
Pokemon games.
I mean, let's be honest. Pokemon is Nintendo's cash cow. Like that is their biggest moneymaker, hands down. They could get rid of the rest of the company and just keep Pokemon, and they'll probably be more successful because they won't have as much overhead to worry about.
No, they really wouldn't. I'm still surprised to this day the Pokemon Company / Game Freak hasn't broken off on its own because they easily could.
Well, they have to get rid of the Pokemon IP because Nintendo owns that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right, well, that's why they don't break off. They're forced to be slaves forever.
They're slaves to Nintendo. They have to keep making games for Switch forever.
They are those slaves, and Nintendo's a crook.
We're not your slaves, you crooks.
We're not your crooks, you slaves. Although I want to transition to something a little different here. Just
No, I like different things.
real quick. There's no easy way to segue into this. However, though,
Oh boy.
as you know, I've been working on potentially my last video for a long time. And
Yes, you have.
I'm going through the Assassin's Creed series. And I unironically, without even knowing, it's the 15th anniversary of the first Assassin's Creed. And Ubisoft or Ubisoft, however the fuck you want to pronounce
No,
it.
Ubisoft.
No, Ubisoft.
Oh my god. I can't believe you went there. I can't believe you actually went there. Piece of shit.
Try me again if you ever want to, because you're going to go down.
No, you.
Way down.
No, you. Be soft.
You did not.
Mic drop.
Fuck. I don't even know how I'm going to recover from
Anyway,
that.
what were we talking about?
Oh, yeah. So, 15-year anniversary of Assassin's Creed 1, which before I even put the, franchise options on the poll, didn't even occur to me. I had no clue. So, Ubisoft, I think a week or two ago, kind of threw out this video. It was like I want to say 15-ish minute long video, maybe 20. And they're talking about like, oh, it's a 15th year anniversary. We couldn't be so excited. And then they do some of the cash grab stuff that they do, like, oh, here's a brand new thing we're going to do for Valhalla that you can do right now after this video. And, ironically, Assassin's Creed Origins was free to play that weekend the game came out. And I'm like, okay. I mean, granted, that's the last Assassin's Creed game I actually played, and it was a lot of fun. I actually love that game a lot. But I'm like, that game's like, what, 3-4 years old now? I think. I want to say 2020 is when it came out, or 2018, somewhere in that range. And I was like, okay, well, that's a random game to make free for just the weekend. And there's one thing, though, that they showed at the very beginning, which looked like a 4K remastered rendering of the original CGI scene of Assassin's Creed 1 that they used to teach the game way back when. And so I got a lot of people thinking, are they going to announce a 4K remaster of Assassin's Creed 1 for current gen consoles?
God, I hope not. Because Assassin's Creed 1 is easily the worst Assassin's Creed game.
I would argue, in retrospect, it's better than 2.
I would call you wrong. Because, listen, I played both games. I couldn't finish 1. I beat 2. I don't think you need any more evidence than that.
I'm going to flip it real quick after playing both back-to-back right now. And I just beat 2 yesterday. Assassin's Creed 1 is a lot more concise in their story and makes a lot more sense than Assassin's Creed 2.
Mike, let me ask you this.
Assassin's Creed 2 seems to drag on forever.
Mike, let me ask you this. This is more important.
Yes. Okay.
Which game takes place?
Hold on. I forgot to say this. That's if I was speaking as a non-Italian crazy lunatic person.
This is why I can't take you seriously as an Italian, Mike.
Hold on. But I said this in my video journals, which may or may not be in the video. I still don't know how I'm going to make this video. But in my video journal today, I said, as an Italian, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, the greatest games of all time. No other games will ever come close to them. And they're masterpieces. Okay?
Right.
And I said, however, if I were to just speak as a heretic, a crazy loony person, I would say that maybe, perhaps, and just perhaps, there's a little too much to do, and it's a little too spread out. And it's almost like an infomercial where once you assassinate one person And you think you're at the end, they're like, oh wait, J.K. Lowell, there's 9 more people you need to kill because we said so. And oh
Here's,
wait, Florence looks, all the buildings in the color schemes look so similar to Venice. That looks so similar to your villa. That looks similar to Rome. That look similar to, just I don't know, man. It's
I'm very curious to see your thoughts then on the more recent Assassin's Creed games, because they have that exact same problem, but on 10 times the scale.
oh yeah, no, it's gonna piss me off.
Because that is what I cannot stand about Assassin's Creed as a series. They're too
It
big,
is going to.
they're too long, the map is just enormous, and the
Mhm.
gameplay isn't fun enough to make the game last like 60 hours, because all you're doing is sneaking around, waiting for a person to go from here to here, waiting for them to go to there. Occasionally you'll kill a couple of bad guys in between, and then you wait for them to get to the next point and then just stab them in the back. And that's the whole game.
This is where I'll give at least 1 and 2 insofar Brotherhood credit, which is if you want to be a badass, you can be a badass, dude. Like there are times in 2 where I was taking down 20 people at a time. I was just sword fighting all of them.
But
I
then
was
you're
like,
not
all
an
right,
assassin at that point. You're just a murderer.
right,
There's a
which
difference.
is something I mentioned too in one of my video logs, which is I think it's fucking hilarious that I can commit mass genocide and it's not even mentioned in history textbooks in the game. Like you're literally going around killing 80 people at one time.
And
And it's just
you're able to disappear into a bunch of hay, and everyone forgets immediately. Murder was
exactly.
just that common
Exactly.
back then.
And there are some quirks in the game that I find hilarious. The other thing too is the out of Animus story. I keep wanting to say out of game, but it's still technically part of the game. But the out
Right.
of Animus story, the funniest thing to me is they barely touch on it in Assassin's Creed 2. They're like, nope, we're not going to go there. There's like 3 times you get out of the Animus in Assassin's Creed 2, and there's like 17 times in the first game.
There's a reason they completely forgot about it after 3. There's a reason
Yeah,
they just stopped talking about it.
yeah. The other thing is, I retrospectively knowing kind of what the out of Animus story is, they kind of do build up to, and I don't know if I should give a spoiler here or not, but they kind of build up to the thing that I think is really fucking stupid, and it's still fucking stupid.
Oh, and they're
Like,
talking
don't
about it
get
in
me
3?
wrong. No, just the reveal at the end of 2,
Oh, right, yeah.
which, all right. So should I just say spoiler alert right now?
I mean, yeah, if you still haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games, the spoilers are coming right here. I don't know why you wouldn't know what this twist is at this point, but Mike,
Right.
go ahead.
All right, so they kind of allude to something fucky going on in 1, because at the end of 1 with the piece of Eden, you see a map of Earth. It's like a digital map of Earth. And
Right.
they're like, whoa, what is this crazy new lands we've never seen? Then the end of 2, Ezio goes in to the Vatican. He goes, finds the secret Codex vault, and it turns out he's the prophet, not Borgio, the Spaniard. And he goes into the secret vault there, and then there's like a hologram, projection, and it's this lady. And she's like, oh, people, have called me this name, most recently Minerva, which is one of the god of wars, the female god of war, I think, in Rome. And she's like, we are an ancient race. We came from off planet. We came to Earth. We molded you guys in our image. And we were
So
waging
stupid.
wars on our planet. And then some catastrophic thing in the heavens happened. So we had to leave our planet, come to Earth. And we built these magnificent scientific marvels, aka the pieces of Eden. And we gave it to you guys to try and have peace so you guys can concentrate and save yourselves like we couldn't save ourselves. Something along those lines. And the whole time, again, I'm like, okay, it makes a little bit more sense now that I kind of know this is going to happen, but still fucking stupid.
So what you're saying is it's all aliens.
Yeah. Yeah. The way I said it
was a
was
stupid ass twist.
the way I said it was, it made sense in the way of if you watch the first episode ever of Ancient Aliens and you don't think, you're like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Kind of.
Well, Mike, there's no evidence to say that aliens weren't in ancient Italy. So hey.
That's true. Which in the in-game lore, they do kind of mention how Abstergo at one point in the first game, there's a file about how there's like different timelines. So you could argue that this is just a completely separate timeline, and this is a completely separate series of events.
I mean, it kind of has to be at this point, otherwise the rest of the games don't make any sense. Because they don't go back to the Animus after 3, which is like everything has to be a separate timeline at this point.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. My theory is that it's just a completely different timeline. So in this timeline, this is why there's alternate history of the Assassins, the Templars, because these aliens came in this timeline. Whatever, I don't know. The second thing was, and this threw me through a loop, and even when it was happening, and that cutscene where Minerva is talking to Ezio, she basically tells Ezio to shut the fuck up, because Ezio's like, what the fuck's going on? Can you give me some answers? She's like, hey, you're just a messenger right now, so I can talk to Desmond. And she's like, Desmond, you need to save the Earth from the sun or something, because the sun's fucking with the electromagnetic field of the Earth. And
is that real? Did that really happen?
Yeah, no, that really happened.
Wow,
As soon as that happened in the game, I'm like, how the fuck would this person in the 1400s know that someone in the, I think 2009 is when that game came out. So someone in 2009 would be sitting in an electronic machine knowing that they're going to go through the ancestors' memories. And I was if you could see the future, wouldn't you have prevented yourself, your race, from dying off? And wouldn't you have seen humanity taking the pieces of Eden and fighting with each other?
Well, here's the thing, Mike. They could see into the future when it's convenient for the writer. They couldn't see into the future when it was inconvenient.
My alternate theory was, and I described it again in my video log, I'm basically giving a giant spoiler of what I've done so far for my video, it's the Minerva projection thing is a piece of technology, right?
Right.
The Animus is a piece of technology, okay?
Right.
The DNA, or Desmond himself, the way they can go through his DNA and replay the memories is like a cord. So Minerva in the memory is like a Game Boy. And then you get the connecting link cord and you connect it to the Animus, and that's how you can transfer data from one to the other. That was my theory.
My God, it all makes sense now.
All right. And now that it makes sense,
also aliens,
we can finally think about it. So if my math was correct, I lost, I think, 117, somewhere in that range. You won $50.
Yes, I did.
Anderson lost
$30 technically, because you got to take into account the money I put in also.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so you won 30.
Mm-hmm.
Anderson, I think, lost how much? Do you think?
If he had just stopped playing when he won that first jackpot,
yeah,
he would have been solid. He would have at least made his money
he would have
back.
been the green. Yeah.
But he kept wanting to get the mega jackpot instead of the mini jackpot, and I was stuck there for like 3 hours just watching him gamble, and I never got my White Castle, and I'm still mad about that.
No, what are you talking about? We had the best White Castle ever.
We did. It was called Sbarro.
What was the other thing we didn't do that we were supposed to do?
Go to White Castle.
No, there's White Castle, but there's something else too. I can't remember now. But there's something else.
I legitimately think that was it. Get me drunk.
No, there's a second thing. I can't remember. Whatever. Oh, World 8. You remember when we went to World 8 and we got our White Castle?
Yeah. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I mean, listen, hey, we wanted to go there. We wanted to spend money, but the sign very clearly said, "Do not enter without a mask." And we were like, "Well, we didn't. We didn't have any masks, so I didn't want to break the rules." So we headed out.
I didn't want to break the rules either, and we did not. We followed the rules by not entertaining the rules.
Right. We were
That makes
good
sense.
citizens. We were good citizens.
We were good citizens. We did our part. We prevented the spread of COVID. So I know though. How much did Bentley lose? Do you remember? Like
I want to say he lost
120-ish?
like $200, something like that.
Okay.
Why?
Well,
What makes you
speaking.
bring up gambling?
Well, I don't know. I just that's we were just talking about gambling during that break. You know,
I mean, we gambled with our time.
we
That
always
much is
gamble
for
with our
sure.
time.
And that was a
We
really good
always gamble with
performance
our
you
time.
gave at the Circus Delay show, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I really
no
do
problem.
appreciate it.
No problem.
You know who else loved my performance was Bentley, and you know what one of his favorite games is?
I believe one of his favorite games is Mario Party.
That too, but you know what his other favorite franchise is?
Call of Duty.
That is a good one of his. But I heard he also likes the Metroid franchise.
Yeah, he doesn't like Metroid. He hates Metroid. It's his least favorite
Oh,
video game ever.
okay. So you hate the fact that Prime is coming to Switch? It's being remastered for the Switch?
No, he hates it because he hates all Metroid games.
Okay.
But if they were to make a Switch remaster of Prime, I'd raise an eyebrow. Why are they gonna do it?
Allegedly they are.
You know what, man? It's a little overdue. The Switch is like 5 years old at this point. But
Yep.
I'm glad that it's finally coming. It's finally coming, and it's coming fast and hard and strong and firm. And it's supposed to come out on Metroid or some 20. I think it's like Metroid's 20th anniversary or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense if it's Metroid's 20th anniversary. But I know Prime is the one that Bentley really wants me to play.
Metroid Prime's 20th anniversary. Metroid Prime's. Let me be clear. Metroid Prime's 20th anniversary.
Metroid Prime's.
Because we're old as shit.
But I know that's the one that Bentley really wants me to play.
Metroid Prime?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that one, right?
No, he wanted you to play Metroid Zero Mission.
Oh, that was Prime.
Because that was the remake of the first game on Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
But if you really want to, how much do you like first-person shooters?
Oh, I love them. They're my favorite genre.
Then I know they're your favorite genre. You're just because you're so amazing at them.
I'm the best of all time.
But legitimately though, Metroid Prime is a really good FPS, and it's a really good place to start for the series.
Can I make a quick confession?
No.
Okay, then I won't make a quick confession.
All right, good deal. So yeah, I would be really excited for Metroid Prime Remake. I would be very curious to see if they're gonna do it with the same motion controls that they had for the Wii. But I would be I'd be intrigued if they had an option to go between the Pro controller and the motion controls, because I really liked the motion controls when Metroid Prime 3 came out, and I really liked when they did the remake for the Wii with Prime and they remade it with proper like controls, and it was cool. And
controls for Skyward Sword remake for Switch.
I am the only person on the planet that will say these words that are about to come out of my mouth.
Mhm.
I really like the motion controls for Skyward Sword. I thought they added to the game.
Right, but I'm saying when they did Skyward Sword for the Switch, did they keep the motion controls?
They did, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, they did.
But then I think it'd be safe to say that they would keep it for Prime.
You never know, though. Nintendo's weird. Nintendo's weird like that weird. because let's not forget they also released Super Mario Strikers, without any content. They released Super Mario Strikers and only made it so that there's one map on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nintendo's been getting kind of sus lately.
Yeah, I think they're kind of resting on their laurels a little too much.
They're just, I mean, let me ask you this question. When was the last game Michael's never seen or heard from again? Besides like Mario Strikers and Mario Golf, what was the last game made specifically for the Switch that was published by Nintendo that came out that was made specifically for the Switch? Wasn't a remake from a Wii U game, wasn't a remaster of another game.
Nintendo proper, right?
Yes, Nintendo
because
proper.
I could just say the last Pokemon game. Animal Crossing.
That's 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, you're right. Bowling Wonderlands.
That wasn't Nintendo.
Fuck.
Also, did you say Bowling Wonderlands?
No, Bolin, right? Bolin, Bolin.
No, it's
Or
Balan
is it Balin?
Wonderworld. Balan
Yeah,
Wonderworld.
Bolin Wonder thing. Wonder Ball. Bolin Wonder Ball.
That's a classic Nintendo franchise.
Bolin Wonder Ball. Oh, it's clearly it's the Star Fox F-Zero game that came out 2 weeks ago.
Oh man, that game was so amazing. I'm actually playing it right now. I'm not even paying attention to
It's
the
the greatest game
podcast.
of all time.
It's the
I
greatest game
mean,
of all time. Greatest
when
game of all
Captain
time. Greatest game
Falcon
of all
jumps out of his F-Zero racer and Star Fox Fox McCloud just comes on in
You
with
favorite part was
and
when
he just
my
F-Zero
favorite part
jumps
was
on.
when Fox McCloud had to win the F-Zero Grand Prix while Captain Falcon was in the R-Wing taking down Andros. That was a
Yes.
wild twist. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
That was my personal favorite moment.
And then when Fox McCloud gets out of the F-Zero racer, they're like, and our winner is Captain. And then they see a Fox like, what? Whoa, what happened? And it's like,
what planet am I on, man?
It's like the movie, the Disney Channel original movie Motocrossed, where they realize it's the girl the whole time.
No
and
way.
Just get blown. So.
Oh my god. So what you're saying is Fox is actually a girl confirmed.
No. What I'm saying is Fox McCloud is non-binary.
I thought he was gender fluid. Actually, I shouldn't assume
maybe.
his gender. I shouldn't even say he.
You're right. They could be gender fluid for all we know.
Right. I don't want to assume Fox's gender. I apologize.
No, we don't.
Fox, if you're listening out there, please don't cancel us.
They can identify however they want, and they have every right to. Legitimately, though, I do not know the last proper Nintendo mainline game that has come out.
Honestly, yeah, I legitimately can't. I cannot tell you what it is. So, Game Freak though makes Pokemon, right?
Yes.
That's a second-party developer.
Yeah, I mean, technically, although they've only made games for Nintendo.
I mean, Naughty Dog has only made games for Sony. They're a second-party developer.
True.
Even though we don't trust Naughty Dog games anymore for obvious reasons.
No.
But, yeah, Nintendo is just, they've been coasting. It's been 5 years. I legitimately think, besides like Mario Odyssey, I can't think of a single game they made that was Switch specific.
Well, I mean, I know they had who was it that passed away? It wasn't Miyamoto, was it?
Satoru Iwata, if I'm getting his name right, which I'm probably
passed
not.
away. Reggie left the company. Which I mean, even though he's only the president of Nintendo America, I mean, I still think it speaks to the character of the higher ups.
We have a guy who is CEO right now of Nintendo America named Doug Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
And they have not made a single video referencing that fact.
Nope.
What the fuck?
I honestly God haven't seen him involved in anything.
He's been very like hands off.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand because like they don't really need to be hands on right now. They're making money hand over fist with the Switch. But at least like have some sort of presence. Let us know that you care. I mean, it's wild.
Actually, it's interesting you mentioned this. I don't know if this was a Did You Know Gaming video I saw or it was something I saw, but they're talking about how at Nintendo, like Nintendo proper, there's like this difference between the like red badge people and the blue badge people. And the blue badge people are like a ton of just contract workers that they bring on. And they're treated like horrible shit.
Right.
Like they're treated like, the scum of the earth. And then the red badge people, for the most part,
that's kind of like how at Microsoft they bring in independent contractors to work on Halo games. They work them for 18 months and then they get rid of them because then they have to bring them on as full-time employees. And I'm sure Nintendo does the exact same thing.
But with this, it was either an article or video, whatever the fuck I was reading or listened to or saw. They were saying how even the red badge people at Nintendo proper, there is, I think it was them or maybe it was just the contract workers. I can't remember. But there's this giant fear of anything from the higher ups. And it's apparently a really toxic work environment and they make it seem really happy. And they specifically asked Reggie, and he said, when I was there at the higher ups, we had this philosophy of, he's like, when I came in, my philosophy was, oh, let's let everyone feel accepted. Let's let everyone have a good time. Let's let everyone be happy. Let's not be as stressed out. And I think through the games they made, it kind of showed.
Mm-hmm. But to be fair, the Wii U did happen under his watch.
Well, his body wasn't ready.
His body was indeed not ready at all. Nobody was ready for the Wii U. See what I did there? So that's why I believe that there is not a single workplace that isn't toxic.
Well, I kind of agree with you there. I feel like every workplace is going to be at some level of toxicity.
Yeah, like legitimately.
There's too many.
I legitimately cannot remember the last time I heard a story where somebody was like, yeah, the work culture was great. I loved it there.
Well, there's just too many different personalities in the world, too many type A personalities, and just too many thoughts, feelings, whatever. I mean, if you get enough humans involved, there's going to be toxicity somewhere.
I mean, especially in creative industries where everybody wants to have some sort of creative input, you're going to feel slighted in some way. It doesn't matter at all.
For sure.
Obviously, some places are more toxic than others, but you're always going to get somebody complaining about something. And that's just where and the people that complain are the ones that are going to get attention. So that's kind of just where we're at right now.
Would you mind, though, if I peel back the curtain on the show real quick?
Is that a good idea? I don't know if they want to see
doing
how the
it
sausage
anyway.
gets made. All right.
Doing it anyway. All right. So I'm peeling back the curtain. Going to be transparent with everyone listening or watching right now. So the way I produce the actual audio version of this podcast is I download the videos from Restream, which is what we use to stream out to YouTube and Twitch, right?
Big if true.
And Restream has, I think, a 14-day DVR thing. They'll record everything you stream out. So you can download it, do whatever you want with it, edit it, make clips, or I just take the audio and edit it from there. I completely forgot to download the last episode we did. And kid you not, today was the last day to download it from Restream, and I did it.
Oh my God. Well, I mean,
so
we have the episode uploaded on YouTube, though, right?
We do.
So, I mean, you could have just stole it from there.
The audio version will be out probably tomorrow. I will try and do it tonight after we're done filming this. I'm still trying my best to get through the whole Assassin's Creed franchise. Hopefully I can do that before August 10th. That's my cutoff date.
Okay, August 10th. If you don't do it before August 10th, what's your punishment?
It will never get done. Because August 14th is when I officially start law school.
If you do that, I'm gonna fly to where you live in Queens, slap the shit out of you, and then leave.
Okay.
All right. Deal.
All right. We can do that.
Deal.
We can do that.
All right. We have it on tape.
Yeah,
on tape. You heard it here first.
I just want to peel back the curtain real quick because I just thought it was hilarious that today was the last day to do it.
So we did this podcast exactly 2 weeks from the last one.
Basically. Yeah.
Wild. You're welcome. You're welcome.
You are welcome. You're very welcome. Also, it was my sister's birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mike's sister.
Yeah, I made her a fun little birthday video.
On the air, but happy birthday, Mike's sister.
I made a fun little birthday video. It was like 20 seconds long. If you want to see it, I can send it to you. If not,
send it to me. Was it? It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
No, it was close.
Birthday, Brusky.
What's his name? Is it, or is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can definitely send it to you after the show.
Yes.
Also, are you free tomorrow?
Yes.
Because we need to start playing through Borderlands 2.
I'm free tomorrow.
Because we said we're going to do that.
And let's
Do you
do it.
want to
I'm
host the
down.
stream, or am I going to host the stream?
I think I should play host it because your computer is terrible.
Why is my computer terrible?
I mean, have you seen my computer? It's beautiful. It's got RGB
Chris,
on it.
I have a M1 Pro Max chip in my laptop. Come on.
Okay, in that case, you can do it.
I actually do. I do have the Pro Max chip, but
Yeah, but the chip's trash.
dude, no, this thing is wizardry sometimes. Like
No.
there was a what was one of the last videos I did? I can't remember, but it was all 4K footage with my green screen effects, the images in the background, XYZ. It was what, 13, 14 minutes long. It exported it in like 10 minutes.
All right, let me ask you this though, Mike. Who made that chip?
Steve Jobs himself from the grave.
There you go. That's why it's trash. That's why it's trash.
You know, I feel like a communist would say that.
No. Communists would say iPhone is trash. They wouldn't say Apple is trash. There's a big difference.
Oh, okay. You're right, because the chip inside the iPhone is superior to anything else.
Exactly. The OS is great. The chip is terrible. But that's just science.
All right. Well, you know, it is what it is.
No, it's just science. It's not. It's not. It is what it is. It's definitely that.
Chris, did you know that this is the Game Boy show? And did you know we talk about games on this show?
No, we don't. We never do that.
And did you know that very recently there's been a brand new announcement for a video game show?
Show me.
Can I tell you?
If you have to.
Well, it's Horizon Zero Dawn, aka the female Assassin's Creed, is going to get a TV show.
Which is wild to me because I don't know a single person that bought the sequel to Forza Horizon Zero Dawn.
I don't either, and I played Forza Horizon Zero Dawn 1, and
you beat it.
I beat it. I played through the whole thing, and I can remember the general story, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's like, dude, that was the most overrated game I think I've ever played. I played it, and I was like, this just feels like Assassin's Creed to me with robots.
I don't know.
Like, I don't get what's so good about it.
Well, I don't know if it was overrated because I didn't hear anyone actually.
Apparently, it sold like 10 million copies.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm the only person I know who played that game. I mean, aside from you, but.
No, I know like a few people that played it, but what blows my mind is the same people that played the first game, like you, did not play the second game. No. In fact, nobody played the second game, and I think the developers were pretty salty about that because it came out a week or two before Elden Ring came out, which was a huge mistake. I don't know who the fuck thought that was a good idea, but they released it a week or two before Elden Ring came out, and then some of the developers of Forza Horizon Zero Dawn 2, the sequel, shat on Elden Ring, and everyone was giving him shit for it in return.
Ooh, that's
so they didn't do themselves any favors.
Yeah, no. Especially in an industry like that, where I feel like just the gaming coding industry is so interconnected. The second you insult any other developer or something, you're probably guaranteed never to work again.
Probably, especially after like the sales of the game didn't meet anywhere near expectations. So I mean, hey,
I feel like, and this is just speculation, I don't have any stats to back this up. So if you want to say this is reckless speculation, go ahead. But just speculating, it seems like a lot of PlayStation's first party stuff hasn't been doing as well.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. That's why I assume that's why they're releasing all their games on PC.
I assume so as well. And I think that's also why they had to, Game Pass is the reason why they had to redo their new PlayStation Plus.
Right.
Good old PP.
Which just isn't as good a deal as Game Pass. Like, guys, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
It's really not.
There is no reason, and I literally mean no reason to get a PS5 right now.
No.
All the games are coming
No.
out to PC.
Yep.
If you want to play PS4 games that are still not out on PC, you can just get a PS4 way easier and way cheaper.
Yep.
And there's nothing exclusive to play. I mean, it's
And-
really pointless.
And a lot of the games that I want to play, like new AAA title games, come out on Game Pass.
Yeah, like seriously, I just got Shredder's Revenge like 3 days ago, and it was on Game
Yeah.
Pass day one, and it was
Yeah.
like, this is the greatest deal in video game history.
It really is. It's kind of scary.
All you have to do is
the-
realize that you will never own any of the games you play, but other than that, it's
Yeah.
great.
That's fine. I don't own any of the movies I watch, so you know.
That's fair. Or the TV shows I watch. Speaking of
TV
TV shows, let's run it back to the original topic.
So we got the new Forza Horizon Zero Dawn to the sequel, the beginning part 2.
Right.
We got that TV show going on. There's going to be a Fallout TV show coming out. I think HBO is actually behind that one.
Yeah, that's right.
I think HBO.
And you know what else HBO is behind? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
HBO. I trust HBO a lot.
I do not.
Okay, I do.
I do not trust HBO.
I trust them a lot more than Netflix.
Have you seen the Game of Thrones ending?
Okay. Yes. However, though, they also made one of my most favorite TV shows, which is The Leftovers.
You're wrong, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. No one watched it, therefore it can't be your favorite.
Ooh,
also, it can't be your
hold on,
favorite because The
hold on.
Sopranos exists.
I was gonna say The Sopranos ending. Ooh. So who do we trust?
God Howard.
That's true. If God Howard's making it, it's gonna be the greatest.
It's gonna.
greatest
That's
TV
fine.
show
That's
of
how I
all
know
time.
it's gonna be great. God Howard's involved. I look forward to them being as close to the games as possible and having the show glitch out.
How funny that would be.
That would be great if they did that. Like one
So
segment
funny.
is just the main character clipping up a mountain in order to not have to walk around the
Great.
town.
That would be amazing. That would be the greatest TV show of all time. Netflix also does The Witcher, right?
Yeah, Netflix does The Witcher.
Which in a very recent, and by recent I mean the last 7 years of Netflix, the trend is make an incredible season 1, and the rest of the seasons are just horrible.
That's why I'm looking forward to Arcane season 2. I'm looking forward to everyone having their expectations and dreams just horribly crushed.
Oh, it's gonna happen. And then Dragon Age is coming out with a series too, right?
And Dragon Age coming out with a series. Resident Evil is coming out with a series. Halo's coming out with a series at some point. I don't know when that's coming out.
Who's doing the Resident Evil one?
Netflix.
Jesus Christ! So they're doing the Dragon Age one too, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Are they trying to monopolize the game? You know what? I guarantee
they want to crush all your childhood memories. Have you seen the Resident Evil Netflix trailer?
The better question: who has not seen the basically looks like a porno version of the game?
It's funny because it's true. And I just want to run back to what I said a second ago. I'm really looking forward to the Halo TV show. I think it's going to be amazing.
That's what I was going to say. I guarantee you, Netflix is going to pick that up too.
Because it hasn't been released yet, Mike. If a Halo TV show was released, it would be incredible. It wouldn't be trash. It'd be the most amazing thing.
Here's my big question, okay? Here's my big question, all right?
Here, I'll give you a big answer.
Okay. My question is, which one's going to happen first? Resident Evil 6 or Halo